Sat Dharam. Hi. I wanted to make this video because I'm often asked, what is Kundalini Yoga? And I am sure there is a myriad of answers that you could find on Google, Wikipedia, what have you. For me, it started off very interestingly. I've been, to tell you truly, the journey into yoga, I was very much into fitness primarily and didn't believe in yoga. I thought yoga was a royal waste of my time because how could it ever produce any kind of soreness, and what was the benefit of it anyway? I had a good friend who pushed me and pushed me and pushed me and finally had me commit to a 10-class yoga all the way in South Tampa. I took the class. It was not a beginner level hatha yoga class. It was intermediate level, and I did fairly well with that. And of course, in the following days after, I felt extremely sore, and that cracked open the door within my mind to even accept yoga as a remote possibility to be a part of my training routine. Since that time, I, tried many different limbs of yoga, and I thought of yoga as a supplement to my workouts. I really perceived yoga to be beneficial for the body, primarily. I didn't think that it would do anything for my mind, nor did I approach it that way. And I knew early in my fitness career that I did not plan on lifting weights for the rest of my life. I knew that I wanted to coach, I wanted to continue to teach, but as I get older, I wanted to ease into something that would still be applicable in the wellness arena. And so I was searching for which yoga branch would deeply resonate. And I've tried many different things. I've tried Bikram yoga, it's called hot yoga, and vinyasa flow, and hatha yoga, and ashtanga, and yin yoga, and restorative yoga, like all these different names between the traditional names and Western, modified names. And interestingly, I've never heard about Kundalini. I didn't even know the word Kundalini. It happened in 2014, very early. A friend of mine posted something on Facebook that had the word Kundalini in it, and this friend is quite creative, and so the word was used in a sentence to imply that there was lack of creativity, like something happened to her Kundalini energy. And English is my second language, so I'm always curious to learn new words. And I Googled Kundalini and got different things, but the ones that I resonated with, I was very curious about it. And miraculously, the same time, I was just starting a new job at the resort, and the receptionist that was processing my new hire paperwork mentioned that she was in training for Kundalini yoga. And it's kind of like my ears perked up, and I said, I'm hearing Kundalini word twice in 1 week, kind of like a sign. And so the lady was kind enough to invite me to try. So I came to her home. To remind you, this is a complete stranger I just met 15 minutes ago, but seemed legit. And she introduced me with a very brief exercise that kind of left me, what should I say, curious and open and just amazed at how much spinning is going on inside my head. And so delighted I was to find out that she was going to teach Kundalini yoga at the resort where I was going to work. And I was very excited. I came to the first class, and there was a lot of questions I had. Why are we doing this? What is this language that we're chanting in? I mean, none of this was kind of making sense. None of it felt like yoga. And, coming into the class, I, had my own, healthy levels of skepticism. And, the voice inside my head kept saying, oh my gosh, what are you saying? What are you chanting? You're Jewish. Are you even supposed to be saying this? I'm just being very honest with you. And, there were some movements, very repetitive. And again, I approached it with the physicality, a degree of physicality, because I thought, okay, I'm strong. I could do this. 3 minutes of this, 3 minutes of that. Yes, I could handle it. And then there was this part when you do so much, you're breathing a certain way, you're moving your body a certain way. You have to keep your eye gaze at a certain place. There's so many moving parts to this practice, Kriyas and meditation. And then there comes the end, and the teacher said, inhale deep. And then I didn't know what was coming next. And for that split second, there was a moment of silence within this noggin. And that was it. That really was it. That what hooked me onto Kundalini Yoga, because taking Hatha Yoga was refreshing and re-energizing and restorative, but I could stand in a pose, but my mind would never stand still. It always moved. I could be in a posture and not be present in a present moment. And every yoga limb serves its purpose. Every yoga limb has its benefits. But from my experience, I feel Kundalini Yoga offers so much that it truly, truly hurts to see people suffer emotionally, physically, and have this, knowledge that it could be helped, it could be minimized, the pain and the suffering could be minimized if people would just practice Kundalini Yoga or a combination of different yoga paths. And so to summarize Kundalini Yoga is very hard because it has so many benefits. It works on your glandular system. It works on your central nervous system. It works on your mind like nothing else. It transforms you from inside out. It's very physical. It could be very physical. It could be very challenging. And overall, it's very uplifting. So in our Kundalini Yoga tribe, we usually say that we can't predict what your experience will be of this practice, but we continue to encourage and invite you to a class. And generally we say that with Kundalini Yoga, because it's such a dynamic, such a vast practice, you can't just take one class. You have to sample 4. And the reason for that is because we have 3 minds: negative, positive, and neutral. And the first reaction always by default, this is just how we design and how we program, is always coming from the negative mind. You will always find the reasons why not to do it. The second time, your positive mind will step in and it might see the possibilities. And then the neutral mind comes in weighing the positive and the negative. And that's the neutrality. That's the space we want to be in. And so the 4th class, you will come from fully satisfying the needs of your 3 minds. So the 4th class is the deciding class. And so I always caution my new students in class to give it a sample and give it a few bites, not just once. But for some people like myself, first time was enough. I knew immediately that that was the practice for me, and this is where I want to sink my feet in. This is where I want to be rooted in. This is where I want to be trained in, and this is what I want to share with the world. I always consider myself a rebel. I don't ever go for nothing easy. And those of you that know me will probably giggle right now. But give this a chance. Give this a chance. You don't have to take a class with me, but find a yoga studio in your area, in your state, in your world, in your country, right? That offers Kundalini yoga as taught by Yogi Bhajan, and give it a shot. You may not like it the first time. You may not even like it the second time. But by the third and fourth time, you will know, and you will begin to experience and witness some significant changes that, will probably be caused by the shift in the energy. And this yoga is completely transformed me as a person, as a mother, as a woman, as a wife, as a daughter, as a sister, as a friend. And it transformed my husband and continued to transform my children. And they don't even practice it that often. But I see that it just is contagious. So without any further ado, I hope that you will take the opportunity to look for the studios near you that offer this sacred, ancient, and formerly secret practice, and give it a try. God bless. Sat Dharam.